Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Bustamante Hospital for Children in Jamaica, because it has came to light in the last week with two different incidents, and I just believe that I had to address them. First incident concerned a Jamaican reggae artist known as Shaggy, and the second incident involves a PNP councillor by the name of Kari Douglas. So I'm going to get into what I think is most important of the two first, which surrounds Shaggy. And as you guys know on my channel, I don't echo the news. The newspaper is already there to echo the news. So what I do, I see the news, I hear the news, and I come on my channel and I voice my opinion. If I don't think my opinion could make anything better of the circumstances or the situation at hand, then I keep my mouth shut. So everything that I utter, I have actually convinced myself that it will be of some benefit to the situation itself or to the people of Jamaica. So from my understanding, Shaggy has promised the Bustamante Hospital for Children a check of 100 million, which you can see him signing here. And according to the hospital, the check has been signed. The promise was made something like 2016, even though the signing of the check that I saw dated 2018. Either way, the hospital is saying it has not seen a penny since then, and Shaggy has been accused for all sorts of things, as you can imagine. So here's how I feel about the situation. In favor of Shaggy, I'm going to say charity gifts are great for the image of celebrities. And it is a beautiful thing if it's actually coming from a real place. But at the same time, charities are great responsibilities. You know, it's not as easy as one heart feels. So let me put it like that. Yeah. So as much as you are willing to give and you are willing to use your celebrity status to gain money from here and there and put it to good use, at the same time, all the burden falls on you if it doesn't fall through. And at the same time, all the praises falls on you if it does come through. In this particular case, there's been a delay, an obvious delay, and Shaggy is being shunned under a negative light. Now, outside of Shaggy's favor, what I'm going to say is this. When you make a promise to a hospital or to children in particular, they could care less as to the reason why you're suffering a delay. A promise is a promise, especially when it comes to young children and especially when it comes to like the Bustamante Hospital for Children. So we're talking about nurses and doctors, but especially we're talking about sick children and desperate parents. You see, as a child living in Jamaica, when I was a child, I was hoodwinked once by politicians in Jamaica. So I'm not saying Shaggy is hoodwinking these kids. I'm just saying I know the feeling of disappointment as a child when adults or celebrities or politicians make promises and they don't come true. I mentioned a story once on this channel where politicians in Jamaica came to our neighborhood and gave us gifts or gave us boxes with gift wrap and then took it back from us as children. So I know what that feels like as a child. So I'm just saying to Shaggy, on the flip side of his plea of innocence or his plea of he still have good intentions for the hospital, he has to also look on the side of the people that was promised. So even though I read the article and I watched the video where Shaggy was explaining himself and explaining how bad he felt about the allegations or the murmurs around this 100 million, he has to also understand that it was a risk versus reward. As a celebrity, he took that risk of promising 100 million, and at the time it looked good for him, and I'm sure that it did something to his status and his image and his reputation as an artist. And now that the chips are falling and not exactly in the places that he wants to be, as a father himself, he should understand that if someone makes a promise to him or his daughter and they don't fulfill it, He's an adult. Maybe he can lend an understanding ear, but his daughter is a child. She's not going to understand why the promise was not fulfilled. So even though Shaggy was explaining about the ins and outs of Shaggy and Friends concerts and sponsors and money and so on and so forth, I understand that, but that's just me. But yet, like I'm saying, you have to understand that a promise is a promise, and just don't make a promise if you can't fulfill it. You know, don't make a promise on probability. You have to make a promise on surety. You cannot make a promise on probability. So I'm not saying Shaggy stole the money, or Shaggy hoodwinked the hospital, or Shaggy was being selfish and did it just for his personal image and now he can't deliver. I'm not saying that. I don't know the artist personally, but I'm definitely a fan of his music. I like his character, I like his image, but I just have to call it the way I see it. So Shaggy, if you're watching, I'm keeping it real with you, my brother. And I'm just saying to you that you cannot make promises on probability, especially when it comes to children. You are taking a great risk when you do that, especially with this kind of money. 100 million, it's a lot of money. I understand that you say you're waiting for the extension of the ICU unit to be extended, and that also plays a part. But that's pretty much what I have to say about the Shaggy, the $100 million Shaggy and Friends in concert promise. Now on to the second incident that took place at the very same hospital, Bustamante Hospital for Children in Kingston. This involved a PNP councillor by the name of Kari Douglas. I never heard of Kari Douglas, so I'm going to call it and say, in my opinion, she's of no real significance in the People's National Party or in the Jamaican politics overall. She's a councillor. What I mean by that is not only of any disrespect, but is to say councillors come and councillors go. But being a PNP councillor, yeah, I understand. It is a political job, but you're still not up there yet. But anyway, on to the incident. So Kari Douglas took her sick 8-month-old son to the Bustamante Hospital for Children in the Department of Accident and Emergency, where she was told by Dr. Judith Francis Bogle that after assessing her son, it was not an emergency. Apparently, Kari Douglas wasn't trying to hear that. Why? Because she's not only a mother, but she is Kari Douglas, a PNP councillor. And what I read, or the information that I came across, told me that this PNP councillor, Kari Douglas, decided that she's going to create a ruckus in this hospital if her son was not put as priority over everybody else. This caused a 2-hour shutdown at the Bustamante Hospital for Children's Accident and Emergencies Department. Come on now, people. This is just sickening. It was sickening for me to read, and it was even sickening to know that this person has some foot into the Jamaican political arena. Anyway, like I say, Kari Douglas, or PNP councillors or JLP councillors, they are not of any real political weight. But the reason why I decided to actually address this, that despite her low-ranking position in the Jamaican political scene, her action represents a broad realm of Jamaicans in Jamaica who have high position in jobs. They believe that they are accepted from the rule. The rule doesn't include them. They believe that they're above the Jamaican law, and they believe that they're above all rules in Jamaica. Here's the thing. Kari Douglas is a concerned mother, and like any mother bear, she cares about her child and she will be in defense of her child. But in this particular situation, her child is no better than any other sick child in Jamaica. You understand? Jamaicans are Jamaicans, despite what is your professional ranking. Jamaicans are Jamaicans, and every Jamaican, including Jamaican children, should be treated with that respect. If you want your children to be priority over other sick children in Jamaica, you have to go find yourself a private doctor. But I was annoyed by learning about this situation because I know that it's different in Jamaica. And, you know, because so-and-so is a politician, or because so-and-so is a police, or so-and-so is a pastor, they should be treated first. Or because he's a DJ, you know, or he's a well-known selector, so he should be treated first. I understand that that's the way things go in Jamaica, but I'm putting this out there so people can start saying no. So the government can even start looking closer at these incidents and go, listen, no one gets a free pass. Jamaica is for Jamaicans. Jamaican hospitals are for Jamaicans. I don't care if you are a PNP Minister of Parliament, or a councillor, or a pastor, or a police officer, or a DJ. No. So in reality, this is not so much about this particular person, Kari Douglas. It is really about the behavior of Jamaicans. I understand in Jamaica, you know, you have to know somebody to get through to something faster. I see a lot of that. Even the last time I was in Jamaica, I realized that if you don't know people, you can't even get a justice of the peace to actually sign a document for you. You know, you have to know so-and-so who knows so-and-so, and if you don't know these people, it's like you're not considered a Jamaican. It is ridiculous. So as much as my love is for children worldwide, whether they're Jamaican or not, and my care heightens when it comes to sick children, there is a priority when it comes to the health and saving lives of children. So I understand that the dengue thing is going on in Jamaica, and as a mother, Kari Douglas might have panicked, but if a qualified doctor says to you, listen, it's not an emergency situation, have a seat, we'll take care of you as soon as possible. You don't got to throw around who you are. You don't got to throw tantrum. I understand it's a hospital for children, but you're not a child. Anybody who's going to throw tantrum at that hospital, we expect it to be children. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that incident, people. Let me hear how you feel about my views to the situation. And before I go, you know I have to big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
First person I want to big up is a subscriber by the name of Harold Harrison. Next person I want to big up is one of my subscribers by the name of Devontae Smith.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
And people, as you know on my channel, like I say, if you want to give me a big up, you just put hashtag it's big up in your comment. And then in the future or in the next video, but definitely I'll always find time to big up my subscribers, because what I'm trying to promote here is an engagement type of channel. And at the same time, people, don't forget to cop one of my t-shirts or one of my mugs or anything, because I'm trying to promote the channel, and buying one of my t-shirts and wearing it supports me as a vlogger, but at the same time it also helps to promote my channel. Until next time, people, like I always say on my channel, I accept thumbs up, I even accept thumbs down, I accept agreement and disagreement, because what? Each one teach one. Until next time, people, peace.